What's up, tribe? What's going on? New year, new me, right? New year, new me. What's up? Let me say hi to everybody. You guys like the new intro? What's up, Kenya? Hey, CC Freak. What's up, love? Hey, cool gamer. Doc Looker Cam. Hey, little baby. What's up? You like the new intro? Thank you, Kenya. Thank you, thank you. What's up, Virgin Love? What's going on? Hey, Lemon Kush. Yes, new year, new me. JoJo did that for me, Josiah. So shout out to JoJo. Thank you so much. Mwah. Told you guys I was gonna have some new stuff in the 2023 for y'all, and he came through. And so I appreciate it. So we are here to talk about these Potomac girls. Now we done had a week off, honey. We done had a week off. Well, really, I guess technically 2 weeks off, but one episode, we skipped Christmas, okay? So I thought this was a pretty good episode. I do have some things to talk about. But next week it looks like they're headed on another group trip, and y'all know it goes down on the group trip. It goes down in the DMs. So, first of all, if you haven't already hit the like button, please hit the like button as you come into the room. Let me share this out, and then we're gonna get this party started. It's 29 of y'all in the chat. If I could get 25 likes, that'd be great. I know that's asking for a lot, right? I know Scotty's live too, so y'all know sometimes we just gotta go live together, honey. But I understand. Listen, as subscribers, y'all gotta split y'all time. You can catch me on the replay, boo. Catch me on the replay. I ain't mad at you. I understand. All right. We are live over here. Okay. So listen. Yeah, it looked like it goes down in the DM, child. Yes, Happy New Year to anybody that I have not said it to already. Hope you guys had a happy, safe holiday season, and that we are all looking forward to what we have going on in the new year. What's up, 2Ls? How you doing, love? So let me go to my notes, honey. Let me go to my notes. Okay. So we opened up this episode. Oh yeah, okay. So we open up the episode. We see Karen and Ray heading down to the DC Improv to do the pre whatever for this night with the Grand Dame. Okay. We find out that the event is happening on June 1st, which of course is the kickoff of Pride. Now, Jasmine Masters, who is a drag queen, she's been on RuPaul's Drag Race. She's got all kinds of memes all over the oh, thank you, Kenya. Mwah. All over, social media or what have you. And let me say this. I'm gonna show y'all some things. I have some exhibits, okay, later on in the episode. But the one thing I could not find, well, I'll get there when I get there, but it you gotta really be on my phone and Scotty on the laptop. Well, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all because I know y'all gotta split, but I thank y'all. So basically, it's just Karen doing her walkthrough. Now, I will say this about the DC Improv. I did not realize that Karen was the first non-comedian to be at the DC Improv, but the DC Improv is a staple in DC. I have been to the Improv a million times. I believe my very first show at the Improv was to see Dave Chappelle, and it was before he was Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was a local comedian long before he blew up to be what he is. Two of my friends actually went to high school with Dave Chappelle. He went to Duke Ellington for the performing arts. It's a performing arts high school here in DC. And two of my girlfriends actually went to school with him. One was actually in homeroom with him. And he was already doing stand-up because she was like, girl, he would be sleeping homeroom. She was like, I don't know how he graduated. Because she was like, he would be sleeping homeroom before we even started classes. But he was the first person that I ever saw at the DC Improv. But I've been to the DC Improv a million times. Sometimes it's to see like a headliner, like, a major comedian. And sometimes it's to see somebody that might be up and coming and you'd be like, oh, I saw them at the Improv 2 years ago, whatever. So Tony Woods too. I know who Tony Woods is. Yep. I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. My my girlfriend went to school with she was in school when Dave Chappelle was there. Michelle Indego Cello. I always mess up her last name, but I know who I'm talking about. And my boy that's in all the Tyler Perry movies. Oh gosh. He played the sheriff and why did I get married? I can't think of his real name now, but they all went to high school together. And he actually comes back. They actually have their version of Homecoming, and he's actually come back a couple of times since he's been made it big. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, child. I always wanted to go to DC Improv. I love Dave. He's the reason. I love Dave Chappelle. And oh, that's your friend. Well, he might know my friend. They might know each other. I don't know him personally, but I know who you're talking about. But anyway, they all went to high school together, child. But I remember seeing him. Like I said, he had a name, but he wasn't Dave Chappelle. But it was kind of like, you know that dude Dave Chappelle, you know, right there. Like it was kind of like that. Lamar Rucker, thank you, Coleman, Lamar Rucker, yep. And she's still really good friends with his sister. She's still really good friends with his sister. Is it his sister? Child, anyway, they all know each other, child. I don't truly know everybody. I ain't saying I know these people, but she knew all these people. Anyway, neither here nor there, child. I done got left. Look, I done went left already. But anyway, so that's really all that really happened in that. I mean, we just got a preview of Karen's show, you know, and I feel like they are letting us know that there was a connection to Pride, because at one point, and I couldn't find it, I rolled back in Karen's social media because I want to show y'all some things when we get there. But at one point, this was marketed as a Pride event. They made a point to say, hey, this is the kickoff to Pride, blah, 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 blah. This was actually marketed at one point as a Pride event. So I feel like people, it was quintessential. I went early. That's on me, boo. That's on me. I decided to go early. Because I thought Scotty was going later, but me and him actually ended up going at the same time. I was trying to go early so I wouldn't overlap too much with Scotty, and I think Mims is going to go live too. But listen, it's kind of hard. We're going to all. It's going to be what's it say? A traffic jam either way. Oh, wait a minute. First time. Tony know everybody. Yeah, I know who he is. Okay. So then we see Mia and Gordon, and Jacqueline comes over. And let me tell you something. The body language said it all for me. That whole conversation was weird and awkward. And you could tell that they were trying to have the conversation without saying more than what they really wanted to say, but address what was already said. It's weird. It's weird to me because, like, even when they sat down and Mia was on one end of the couch, Gordon, it was like a sectional, so it was like an L shape. Gordon was on the other end. Jacqueline sat in the middle, and Gordon was like, "Is this weird with Jacqueline being in the middle? I mean, and so Mia was like, and you can see the look on Mia's face, like, what? And she was like, "Well, do you want to sit in the middle?" And he was like, "No, I don't want to be in the middle of y'all." And she was like, "Okay, well," and they spent like way longer than they should have spent having a conversation about where they should be sitting on the couch. It was weird to me. I don't want to, y'all know what I always tell. Let me know if I'm reading too much into it, but that was really weird. So then they started talking about the conversation about whether they've ever slept together or not slept together, and what they have or haven't done. And they went on to have this whole conversation about taking a shower together, which again was weird. Well, I mean, I look good and she looks good and we're comfortable around each other. And I mean, we're saving energy. And girl, listen, the average person, I travel with my girlfriends all the time. We take girl trips all the time. I've done it for years. Even when I was po, I mean, I'm not rich now, but even when we was po and we had to split one hotel room so we could go party in Miami for the weekend, or we would get a suite and one of us would take the sofa bed and two people like I done been there. When we didn't have to figure it out. And we had one bathroom for 4 or 5 women. Been there, done that. I done the Freakniks. I done the bike weeks. I done Myrtle Beach Florida, look, we have done it. Mardi Gras, we have done it. And I still ain't never took a shower with none of them. Now, one of us might have been in the shower and the other person in the sink because we had to hurry up and get out of there. Okay. But we ain't never took a shower together. Now, I'm not saying that people ain't done it. And if you've done it, more power to you and your friends. But that ain't never been my story. Okay. And it just seemed weird that they were acting like it wasn't a weird thing. And especially when y'all are in y'all 30s/40s and y'all are in a mansion with multiple bathrooms, there's no reason for any of y'all to be sharing a shower. None. Really, B, you've been traveling. I'm jealous. Oh, I love to travel. I love to travel, correct. I love to travel. I'm trying to figure out my birthday trip now. My birthday's in July. I usually book my birthday trip in January, February. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going now, child. So it was a weird conversation for me. I felt like that was production telling them they had to have the conversation. And I felt like they had a pre-production meeting amongst the three of them to figure out what they were going to say and what they wasn't going to say. And then G sitting there whining because he talking about something. Well, I wish you would take a shower with me to Mia. And Mia was like, oh yeah, he begs me to take showers with him. But I mean, I don't know. He just takes up the whole shower. And oh, well, he doesn't like his water is too cold. And I'm like, so whoa, wait a minute. So your husband got a bed to take a shower with you, but you cool with taking a shower? Girl. And I told y'all last week, every time I hear this story, all I hear in my head is Teddy Pendergrass singing, let's take a shower. The shower together. I'm like, and then what's the next line of the song, y'all? I'll wash your body and you wash mine. So that's what I be thinking in my head when you saw someone taking a shower with somebody. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That was a weird conversation. And like I said, all of my whole mom was like, oh, this was a setup for the setup. This was a setup for the setup. Then Mia said something about she found out that Jacqueline's mother and her stepmom were best friends in high school, and this is like a full circle moment for them. Now, I am going to be waiting to hear what Tita Talks has to say, because I've listened to a lot of what Tita has said about Jacqueline and Mia, and I ain't never heard that part, but it could be true. I'm gonna wait for Tita to verify that information. The other thing that I thought was interesting is Jacqueline did right, exactly correct. I'm not showering with somebody that, and not at this point in my life, I'm not showering with nobody that I'm not screwing. Really now, I'm not going to get that song out of my head. Sorry. Sorry. But Jacqueline confirmed that G did help her get that damn Porsche. Again, did y'all hear her say that? Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, love. Did y'all hear that part? Where she was like, I mean, I make my own money and I can afford the Porsche. I mean, now, if they meant, did you help me with the down payment because I was spending a lot of money trying to get out of that relationship? Listen. What's up, Montrez? Hey, Happy New Year. Did y'all peep that? So technically, Mia did help you get your car, girl. And I knew Mia helped her get that car last week when she said to Robin, the car's in my name. And Robin was like, well, hell, my car was in my name too. But Juan bought it. Or she said Juan bought cars for other people. So I knew last week she was lying. See, just like I was telling y'all last night with the Love and Marriage Huntsville review, when people start getting too specific with their wording, that's when you know they're playing word games. So when she said the car is in my name, child, my first car was in my name too, but I didn't pay near car note. My parents bought me that car, but it had my name on it. I didn't pay near car note on that car. Not a one. Hell, I wasn't even paying my car insurance when they bought me that car. I was still in college, but my name was on it. Child, so he did help you get that car. And here's what I got to say about that. Again, I know that I can't. I didn't think this episode was boring, Young Rich. I didn't. And maybe because I didn't think it was boring. I didn't think it was boring at all. But let me say this. And where you been, Young Rich? Girl, where you been? But let me say this too. And this might be me being petty. This might be me internalizing too much. But y'all, if you are spending all your money trying to get out of a relationship and you kind of in a financial situation, why do you need a Porsche? Why do you need a Porsche? Now, I could see if she said I needed a car. And you could have went and got a decent car, right? You could have went and got you a fully loaded Camry or Avalon. You could have got you a Acura, Infinity. Like if you wanted to get something a little like high end dish. Like I'm not saying you had to go out and get a Corolla. I ain't saying that. But if your money is funny because you are trying to get out of a situation, and that's where it's not that you can't afford the Porsche, it's that right now your money's funny. Why you out here buying a Porsche? Even with the money, like why do you need like this? The money he gave you for a down payment, he could have bought a brand new car for you. Like if he gave you $20,000 on a down payment, I'm just throwing a number out because I don't know what he gave her. But let's say he gave her $10,000 because this thing a Porsche, you put a down payment on a Porsche. It was a good little chunk. It wasn't. We ain't talking about no $2,000-$3,000. It was a good little chunk that you put down on a Porsche. He probably could have took that down payment and bought you a car, and then you could have drove that car for about a year, and then traded that in and got the Porsche, or sold it and got the Porsche. Now I know I'm thinking a little too logically. I'm going a little too deep with it, but when I heard, that's what the first thing that popped in my head when she tried to make all of this excuses about, well, I'm right now, I was spending a lot of money trying to get out of this relationship. Then, girl, you didn't need a Porsche. You might have needed a car. I don't know your situation. Maybe your car broke down. Maybe you totaled your car. You might have needed a car, but girl, you didn't need a Porsche. Hell, you could have got a Tesla. You could have got you a starter Tesla. Anyway, child, somewhere getting my back blown. But for me, I ain't doing this with you, Young Rich. These last few episodes have been filler. I'm tired of all of the to be continued. Well, I'm gonna say this, Young Rich, and I think this episode to me was very messy, like CC Freak said, and it was laying a lot of the foundation. Like they were getting, like they was. If you paid attention to the previews for next week, they set up the Jacqueline Mia breakdown, and they set up for the Karen Sharice fight because they mentioned Sharice 2 times, and both times were very important. The first time they mentioned Sharice was when Mia was talking to Giselle and Robin, and she was like, well, I know the real reason why Sharice don't like Karen, but you don't see me spreading that all around. That was number one. That was setting it up. And then the second one was where Sharice felt some kind of way because she wasn't invited to the Grand Dame's thing. That's my point. Ashley was listen. Let me tell you something, and y'all know that I'm generally the last person to defend Candace, even though I've had Candace back this whole season for the most part. I think I've had Candace's back this whole season. But let me tell y'all something. If Candace had whooped Ashley's ass in the middle of that DC improv, I would have been here for it. Oh, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh yeah, and right. And Sharice posting that video of Karen's nip slip. That was disrespectful as hell. We don't have the infrastructure for EV. I've had one for a few days and the pain of traveling with one. What's EV? Oh, electric vehicle. Electric vehicle. My bad. Yeah, you definitely have to, if you don't have the, like a friend of mine has a Tesla and she has a plug in her garage, so it's not an issue. But if you don't have, like, I want an electric vehicle, but I don't want. I have a townhouse right now. I want an electric vehicle when I have a garage, because I don't want to have to like pull into the, I don't want to have to pull at the gas station and sit there for an hour to charge my car. I want to be able to charge my car at night or whatever. You know what I mean? But that's another conversation, y'all. Yeah, I like Ashley, but tonight Ashley was doing too much. Little girl, sit down. Like, girl, sit down. Yeah, she was doing a lot. All right, so I think that's all I have for that. Okay, so then we see Ashley have a little meeting with her little girlfriend group, and they invite Giselle. This whole meeting was to be messy. That is it, and that is all. You wanted Giselle, who you knew was gonna repeat it and run back and tell it, even though it wasn't Giselle, it was Robin. But you wanted her to know, and you wanted Deborah to tell that bullshit ass story. Let me tell you something. I'm sick of both of them. They invited Katie. Aw, I'm sick of all of them. So now you got this story, and let me say, shout out once again to the production. Listen, let me tell you something about this Real Housewives of Potomac production. They don't let these girls get away with nothing. I thought Beverly Hills was bad, but baby, they don't let these girls get away with nothing. I threw Beverly Hills out when they mysteriously don't have no footage on this Kathy Hilton breakdown, because Potomac would have had it. Potomac would have had it, baby. When they showed that footage of Chris standing at that bar ignoring that woman. And then when they had the audio of Chris, of when she introduced herself to Chris, and Chris was like, "Oh, hey, my name is Chris," and she was like, "Oh, my husband's name is Chris. Yeah, that's a common name." I'm like, and then that was the end of the conversation. Girl, you had a whole story. First of all, let's talk about the fact that you never mentioned that this man touched you on your butt. Ashley made a whole story about how this man grazed her butt, touched her on her butt. That wasn't even her story. She done told the whole story about, oh, well, he was a little too nice. Then y'all gonna throw Eddie in there. I thought y'all was done with Eddie. So now you're gonna throw Eddie in there. Oh, Eddie was smiling too much. What? Eddie was smiling too much? And now all of a sudden, Ashley feel like she need to go talk to Wendy because she would want to know, because she wouldn't want to be blindsided like she was blindsided. Girl, bye. Because her husband was smiling. He didn't ask for nobody's phone number. He didn't make an inappropriate comment about what somebody had on. He didn't stare too hard at somebody's breast or ass. He 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 just smiled too much. And Chris was a little too nice. Yeah. I'm sick of all these. See, I was great call them hoes. What's up, Yana? Love. We saw the takedown attempt since episode. Hold on. Since episode 1 of the new season, they were all trying to engage with the men and make any small responses. Child, exactly. Give me shelter. Eddie is a natural smiler. Ashley is trying to get her friend a regular spot. She seemed like it. She thinks everyone is flirting with her. Debbie is scary looking. Listen, let me tell y'all something. And again, when Candace told her, when Candace said she looked like a Sesame Street character and told her to go practice her ABCs, her 1, 2, 3s, or read a book to a kid, the way that took me out, y'all, the way that took me out, when she said go practice your ABCs or your 1, 2, 3s, y'all, she called that woman a Muppet. Chris honestly looked like he didn't want to be bothered by any of the ladies during that party. Right. I really feel like Chris was like, I'm just here so I won't get fined. I feel like Chris was there. And Chris looked nice. I like the suit he had on. I feel like that was an event where they asked people to bring their husbands. Because, that's the thing. When you're filming these shows, there's certain events where they say, this is for the ladies only. And then there's certain events where they'll say, we want you to bring your husbands if you can, if they're available, right? That was one of those events where they were like, bring your husbands. Because you could tell because all of the husbands was there except for Juan, but he don't count, child. He don't count. But all of the significant others were there. That's how you could tell that they asked them to bring their husbands. So he was only there so Candace won't get fined. Like, not Candace won't get fined, but you know what I'm saying? He was only there because he was asked to be there. You could tell he had no interest. He was counting the seconds. The fact that Ashley doesn't know the difference between a man being polite versus a man actively essaying men and talking aggressively with black women is the reason why I don't like Ashley. I just think Ashley is way too messy because the way she, at the end, we're going to get to that. So then we see Wendy, and basically Wendy is just talking about how she's tired of being at home. She's ready to get out the house. But we find out that Ashley did have I found that in this episode too, we had a lot of off-camera conversation. Like, I feel like there were a lot of scenes that they filmed and it wasn't enough footage in those scenes for them to like make a whole scene out of it. So they just gave us the highlights. So there were two separate dinners where we just got the highlights of what happened. And I like that because I feel like they're not dragging every single, oh, well, they met to repeat the same thing. Oh, they had lunch to repeat the same thing. I like the fact that they're just giving us the highlights to say, okay, at this dinner, this is what was said. So Ashley did take Wendy out to tell Wendy that her husband be smiling too much. Child, bye. That was really all that was going on with that scene, child. Child, then we have Mia, Robin, and Giselle. They go out to lunch, and basically this was Robin and Giselle reporting back to Mia that Kern done told them all the business. That's really what it boils down to. Kern done told them all the business. Now, again, this was an off-camera moment that we got flashes of a couple of times, actually. Now, Mia is upset because she's like, why is Robin repeat? I mean, why did Kern repeat what I had to say? Now, this is what I'm going to say about this. This is what I'm going to say about this. Personally, was Karen carrying bones? Yeah, she was. She was carrying bones. But all of them carry bones. And Mia, you are the last person that gets to be mad about anybody repeating anybody's business. Because not only do you repeat stuff, girl, you be repeating it wrong. And sometimes you just be making shit up altogether. I ain't never going to let you let go of that whole little lie you told on Wendy last season. And then when you got confronted, oh, well, that's the way I heard it. Girl, that is not the way anybody heard it because that ain't what was said. So you don't get to be mad about people repeating stuff. Girl, when you do first of all of them do it. There would be no storyline if people didn't repeat shit they wasn't supposed to repeat. But girl, you really act like you thought, first of all, you really thought somebody wasn't going to repeat all of that. So what we found out is a couple of things. First of all, not only was she exploring Jackie with a flashlight, she said she was going to go get the tongs. Because I guess she couldn't get a clear enough view. I ain't never... And again, let's remember they were 20. This wasn't when they were 10, 12, 15, and they were learning, exploring their sexuality, and they were learning about their body parts, and they were just being, curious. Child, they was 20. They was in college. Why wasn't Wendy more mad at Ashley? Because I think Wendy is just over them and the shenanigans. I just think she just doesn't have any more energy to give them. And it was such a ridiculous story. Like, I think Wendy at this point is just expecting that from them. You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, how many times you gonna come back to me and try? Like after last season, when they came after her marriage and they were trying to say Eddie was cheating on her and she got the plastic surgery to keep her man. I guess that just paled in comparison. Like, oh, really? That's all you got? That's the best you got? He was smiling too much. And again, they only gave us, and I think and I'm be honest with you, I think that's part of the reason why we didn't get the whole scene, because Wendy didn't give her nothing. I feel like if Wendy had acted a fool, if Wendy had cussed, Ashley out, if Wendy had got an attitude, I feel like we might have seen that scene. But the fact that she didn't give her nothing, she was like, oh, okay, girl, can you pass the salt? I think that's why we just didn't get it. I think that's why we didn't get nothing. Because what you gonna give them? At a certain point, it's nothing left to say. What's there left to say? You know what I mean? Ashley did have her back in Miami, so that's true too, Nikki. That's a point, Nikki. That's a valid point. Ashley did have her back in Miami. That is a very, very Ashley valid point. That's valid. That's a valid point. The other thing we found out about is she gave us more clarification on this whole Peter girlfriend situation, because Giselle asked a very good question. Girl, why you ain't bring none of this up in Miami if you had a whole history with Peter? Like, why did none of that come up in Miami? Do you think the show could improve if they put Giselle or Robin on pause? I'm going to come back to that. Give me shelter. Give me a second. I'm going to come back to that. Hold on. I'll put it up there so I won't forget. I'll come back to that. So I thought that was a good question that Giselle asked. Now, Mia's response was, well, that didn't have nothing to do with Wendy, but it did. Because you got real salty with Wendy when Wendy started talking about your marriage. And her whole explanation about why she threw that drink on Wendy was because Wendy was coming for her marriage. But then we come to find out that Wendy, what Wendy said wasn't false. So how is Wendy, listen, the truth is the best defense against slander. Like, she's not saying anything about your marriage. She's speaking truth. Now, she might be saying something you don't want her to say out loud. She might be saying something she don't want you to repeat, but she ain't lying on you. She said that maybe, me and Eddie don't do in our marriage what you and your husband do in y'all's marriage. And that's true. Well, at least far as we know. So come to find out, Mia, she claims that it was only an oral transaction between Peter's girlfriend and her husband, and that it happened. At first, she said it happened on their wedding night, but then she said it happened at the bachelor party. So Giselle was like, well, that's the night before. The bachelor party wouldn't be on your wedding night. I think Mia meant what she said the first time. I think it happened on their wedding night. But that's just me, child. It don't matter. Wedding night, the day before the wedding. Mia said she was there because she crashed the bachelor party. So then when Giselle asked, well, why was Peter's girlfriend at the bachelor party? She said, oh, because she was in the wedding. That don't explain why she was at the bachelor party. I have been in plenty of weddings in my lifetime, and I promise you I ain't never been at none of the bachelor parties. Being in the wedding party does not mean you go to the bachelor party. Excuse me. So again, Giselle, you dropped the ball on that one, because her being in the wedding, which I still don't understand how she was in the wedding. That's another conversation. That has nothing to do with her being at the bachelor party. Ma'am, no ma'am. Ma'am, no ma'am. And then there was an oral transaction. Where did the oral transaction happen? Did it happen after the party was over and y'all went back to the room and y'all had a whole threesome situation? Or did it happen during the bachelor party in front of everybody? I got questions. Mia is a clown, Natalia. Mia is a clown. Giselle annoys my soul. I just want her to be held accountable for her actions, but Robin can go. Mia and Robin discussing their sons. Okay, right. That was a bit much too, considering they have fathers in the home to handle that. I wonder if Peter was the person who hooked Mia up with Real Housewives of Potomac casting. Good question. I'm sorry, but Mia's my favorite. She is so ridiculous. You just have to laugh. Okay, BV, DTV, you can have her. You can have her. So, and I agree, Young Rich. I agree too. She tried to make it seem like it only happened once, but I believe that's something that they had an ongoing. I think they had an ongoing, because she even said that. She said she was our girlfriend. So her being y'all's girlfriend is not a one-time thing. That is an ongoing arrangement that y'all have. I have friends who have had I've had friends who've had that situation. That is an ongoing situation. That is not no one and done. You don't call somebody your girlfriend if y'all just had a threesome one night. That was a threesome one night. You calling her your girlfriend, that means y'all had a situation going on, a situationship. Okay? Moving on. All right. Is that it? Okay. So now we get to this to the Grand Dame's party situation. Now this whole episode, they was talking like nobody knew what was going on with this party. Nobody understood what was happening with this party. Yada yada yada, boo da boo da boo, da 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 da. And right, she called Jacqueline her sister wife, talking about something. She's the sister wife without the benefits. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. She the sister wife without the benefits. Yeah, okay. I want to know why they really feel out Mia is not saying. I don't understand what you're saying, Natalia. I want to know why they really feel about Mia is not saying. Is it? I know it's a typo in there. I'm trying to figure out the typo. I want to know why they really feel. I don't know what you're saying, Natalia. You gotta say that again, babe. There's a whole program. Are they not literate? There was a whole program. Listen, let me tell you something. First of all, there was a whole program. But let me show y'all something. They spent this whole episode trying to make it seem like they didn't know what was going on with Karen's event. They didn't understand Karen's event. Well, is she performing? Is she not performing? And then they even act like they had this whole great revelation at the end. Oh, this ain't Karen's event. This is Karen and friends. Why they're not talking? Who, Jacqueline and Mia? I guess we're gonna find out next week. Next week is when they fall out. So I guess we'll find out next week what they really feel about what Mia is saying. What about who? Giselle and Robin? What they really feel about what Mia being a. Let me show y'all something. I had to pull out my exhibits. Because remember, I told y'all that I was going to go to Karen's show, but it was sold out. I told y'all that Karen's show was sold out and that it was at a smaller venue, right? So you saw that. You saw I wasn't lying. It was at a smaller venue. But let me show y'all exhibit number 1. Do y'all see that? I should have made that bigger. But do y'all see that right there where it says sold out? It was sold out. The event was sold out. But do you also see right here at the top of the event where it says the Grand Dame and Friends? The Grand Dame and Friends. Ma'am, ma'am, sir, everybody on the show, it was on the advertisement. So y'all sitting here acting like y'all didn't know that this was Karen and Friends. It says on the marquee and Friends. And she wasn't lying. It was a sold out event. Now, granted, the venue was smaller. So it was a lot smaller than that big ass theater that Giselle and Robin rented out, but it was full. Now, here's the other thing I want to show y'all. This is what was written underneath the original advertisement when Karen first posted the show. I want to show y'all something. It says, DMV, join me, the Grand Dame, Karen Huger and friends at the DC Improv for an evening of live entertainment featuring award-winning singer Cece Peniston and RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Jasmine Masters. Sizzle topics, a panel discussion, and a live Q&A. Optional VIP upgrade that includes an exclusive meet and greet with yours truly. Get your tickets today. And then she tags Cece Peniston, Jasmine Masters, Pride, DC Improv, and then her manager, Maddie. You see DJ Richie Sky, who's a big YouTuber. You see he tagged it right there. This, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I saw this advertisement, that's what made me want to get tickets. You know why? Because when I tell y'all I love me some CC Peniston, now y'all know I like Kern. Y'all know I like the Grand Dame. But when I tell you I love CC Peniston, and when I saw she was gonna be there, I said, oh, now I feel like CC Peniston might not have shown up because I feel like if CC Peniston had performed, they would have shown us clips of CC Peniston performing. So I'm thinking maybe she had to cancel or she wasn't part of it or whatever. But when I tell y'all, I was like, y'all know how I feel about the Grand Dame. Y'all not gonna play on the Grand Dame. Y'all not gonna play on the Grand Dame. Y'all knew what that damn show was about. Y'all knew who was gonna be there, and y'all knew what it was all about. I feel like that comedian might have been brought in at the last minute to replace CC Peniston, but CC Peniston was supposed to be there because, like I said, this was advertised as a Pride event at first. Well, not at first, but at one point in time, I can't. It's off of her page, so I didn't see it. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for where it was put up there as a Pride event. It was it wasn't a picture. It was sort of a you know how Instagram they do like the little like clips, and it was in a clip. Hold on, it might have been the one I found. Hold on, let me see for a second. It might have been on the one that I found. Oh, Karen just went live, y'all. Karen went live. It might be on the one that I found. Hold on. Hold on a second. And she posted the original video on, what day is this? May 23rd. Let me see if this is the one I'm looking for. No. Nope, that's not the one I'm looking for. All right, neither here nor there. Y'all get the point. So all of this, we don't know. We don't know what they talking about. We don't know what they talking. Girl, bye. Anyway, Kern was ready, and it was a full event, and it looked like they had a good time. And Kern looked good. Did y'all see my girl? Kern looked good. I like that wig she had on, that curly wig. It was wigging, honey. And the girls were girling. Okay. Sharice wasn't invited, and I thought it was funny when who was it said, well, when Wendy was like, well, somebody couldn't give her a +1, and they were all like, well, we tried. So I guess Sharice didn't want to be a +1, and I'm thinking to myself, you've been a +1 all season. Girl, you've been a +1 all season. She went live with Jasmine Masters. I love Jasmine Masters. Anyway, if you watch RuPaul, you know who Jasmine is, and Jasmine is hilarious. And she looked like she performed her little heart out at that event too. So then Ashley shows up, and Ashley's shady ass done bought Deborah, aka the Sesame Street Muppet. That's what Candace said. I didn't say that. To the damn event. There is no other way for that to be but shady. None. There's no other way to slice that potato but to be shady. You had no reason to bring that woman to an event where you knew Sharice was going to be there. And what I found to be very disingenuous is that you waited until the end of the event to introduce her to some, oh, Candace, did you meet my friend? Yeah, I've been sitting at that damn table for 4 hours. Because if you were there early, the event was supposed to start at 7:30. It started late, which means that it ran late. And I know Kern probably only had the place for 4 hours, but you was there early. Girl, y'all have been sitting together for 4 hours, probably longer with production having to do what they got to do for production. Y'all was there all night, and you mean to tell me you wait until y'all get ready to leave to be like, oh, my bad. Did you meet my friend Deborah? And shout out to Robin. I know we don't give Robin a lot over here, but shout out to Robin for letting her know what was going on at that damn table. Because let me be honest with y'all. Giselle was gonna let her sit there and with that woman at the end of the table. And what if Candace was in a good mood and was laughing and joking with that girl, and Kiki and the Kakan with that girl, not knowing that that girl is out here telling lies about her husband? What if she had been sitting next to her and they was giggling all night and laughing all night and, hey, girl, yes, girl. I give Robin that for leaning over saying, girl, you do know that that's the one that's running around here saying that Chris touched her and did all that, whatever. And shouts out to Candace for playing it cool. I was here for it. I was here for it. I was here for it. When at the end of the night, Candace Ashley was trying to insist, talking about some, Candace, you're not going to say anything to my friend? Candace, do you want to talk to my friend? Candace can't. Girl, what's she supposed to say to her? What is she supposed to say to her? What exactly did you expect Candace to say and or do? See, what happened was you ain't know that Robin had leaned over and had told Candace what was going on. You thought you had the element of surprise, and you was gonna pull Candace to the side with Deborah, and you was gonna hit her with the 1-2, and you was gonna wait and see what reaction you was gonna get from Candace. But see, Candace gave y'all one tonight. Candace paid y'all dusting with the hell home with her mama, okay? And if anything, her mama was gonna probably be the one to hit you upside the head with her purse. You saw she had that big ass Louis Vuitton, and she was gonna bump you off the head with her purse. Y'all know she like hitting people with purses. But I was here for all of that. I was here for Robin hipping Candace to what was going on, and I was here for Candace hitting him with the no ma'am, good night. I was here for all of that. The way, wait a minute, Bab said the way Candace laughed when that lady's eyebrows asked her for what? Not her eyebrows. Oh, Cece was there. Okay, I'm surprised they didn't. Maybe Cece wouldn't sign a waiver for them to put footage up. Because I'm surprised. I mean, somebody like a Cece Peniston, I'm surprised they wouldn't have said she was there. Maybe she didn't sign a waiver then, or maybe they didn't film that part of the evening. Well, no, because the film crew was there. Okay, well, I'm glad Cece was there though, because I love me some. Listen, when I tell you I love me some Cece Peniston, child. Me too, Sarah. I love Candace this season, and y'all know I have not always been a Candace fan. I like Candace her first season, but I was not. But but listen, I'm here for her this season. Okay. The other thing we found out was that the reason why Mia was doing all that exploring up into Jacqueline's hoo-ha is because Jacqueline had a yeast infection. Listen, let me say this to y'all. And if there are any men in the chat, I'm apologizing ahead of time. First of all, there's 127 of y'all in the chat. Shout out to the 127. If you have not hit that like button, can you please hit the like button? Can we get 100 likes? My mod said we only got 65 likes. Can y'all please and thank you? I appreciate y'all so much. If there are any men in the chat, I do not want to offend y'all. So let me just say this as succinct as I can say it. I did not have my first yeast infection until college. I didn't know. I never had one. But you know what I did when I felt like something wasn't right? It was feeling a little funny. I went to the infirmary on campus. I went to the nurse. And I let the nurse tell me what it was and give me my good old Monostat 7. That's what had happened. Now, it never even occurred to me to let one of my friends explore the hoo-ha-ha. And I actually had friends in college who were pre-med. Okay? Unlike Mia. I actually had friends in college that were pre-med. It never occurred to me. Never occurred to me. Now, I did ask a friend and say, what you think after that? And they would say, girl, that sounds like it might be a yeast infection. You might want to go to the nurse. And that's what the fuck I did. Went to the nurse. But my friend didn't say, girl, let me go get a flashlight. Let me explore it for you and let you know. Went to the hospital after Google and said, right, like, I mean, look, I'm older than you, boo. It wasn't no Google back then. It wasn't nobody Googling nothing. But I just, they didn't make no damn sense. And again, y'all ain't questioning. And again, they might be editing that out. Like maybe that conversation did go deeper. But all I'm thinking is, you had a table full of women. I promise you, and I will be willing to put $20 on the table right now. And I promise you that not one of those women could say, "Oh yeah, girl, that happened to me too." That ain't what women do. I think only a mom and daughter get a pass. Yes, now I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I had my mama as an adult. I had my mama look at my breast one time because I thought maybe I had a lump. I think I was just being a little paranoid, whatever. I thought I felt a lump. I let my mama check it. And that's the first time that my mama has seen me naked as an adult. But listen, I went to my mama first. My mama was like, girl, you ain't got no lump. Go sit your ass down. Okay. I felt like I just was being, I don't know what was going on. But I remember that. But I wouldn't have no problem with my mama. But not that. Even my mama wouldn't be like, let me get a flashlight and some tongs. What the fuck? What? Where they do that at? Me is the definition of you ain't got a lot to kick it. Child, the way Straight Production made it be known that they didn't have a budget for Jasmine Mike music was funny. That was funny, Natalia. That was absolutely hilarious. And I feel like that might be what it is with Cece Peniston. I think that Cece probably gets a performance fee. And so I don't think her management probably would even sign off on them showing clips of her performing, which I don't know why, because I mean, we've seen on other reality shows, celebrities perform. Like, hell, they just had Melissa Etheridge on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and she sang a whole song. But I mean, it might be budget for production too. I don't know, but the fact that she was there and they didn't get a clip of her, like they didn't even get a clip of her standing on stage, I thought that was interesting. But neither here nor there, child. Neither here nor there. My mom had me pull out a damn lantern to get an ingrown hair out for her because my daddy has cataracts. And again, that's another conversation too. And the reason why I say that, Nikki, is because one, like you said, that's mother-daughter. And two, that is a specific situation that you knew what you was going down there to do. You did it and you got out. And I mean, I had an ingrown hair under my armpit one time that my mama got for me. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. I could see that. Okay. But maybe it's a strip club thing. Right. Did you see Giselle's? Right. That's all my notes. I think that's it, y'all. I think that's all my notes. I thought it was a decent episode to set us up for the rest of the season. We got maybe 4 or 5 more episodes because this is the second trip. Usually the way these things go is the second trip is usually at the end of the season. We're probably going to get 3 episodes of them at the French Riviera and then maybe 1, maybe 2 to close out the season. So we are winding down. We are on episode 12. We are winding down because hell, if they gave us 3 episodes in Miami and after seeing that first episode next week, I feel like we're going to get about 3 episodes in the French Riviera because think about it. Next week, the first half of the episode is going to be them finding out they going to the French Riviera. It's Ashley's birthday, so this is going to be Ashley's trip. Y'all know how somebody always has to be the sponsor. So it's for Ashley's birthday, so it's her birthday trip. So we're gonna spend the first half of the episode setting that up. Oh, you girls, I want to go the French, I mean not the Mexican Riviera child, not the French Riviera child. I want to go for my birthday. Y'all gonna go, and then they gotta have a whole conversation of who's going, who's not going, who's invited. Then we gotta watch them pack. Then we gotta watch them go to the airport and fly, and then they land. So we probably only gonna get the last 10 minutes. That scene where everybody is arguing, that's probably the last 10 minutes of the episode, and it's gonna be a to be continued. We ain't gonna get that whole dinner scene, lunch scene, wherever they are. That's probably the first thing they do. when they get their child. Because that other clip we saw where they were in the car riding, that's probably after they leaving the airport on their way to the rental, the Airbnb. Listen, I'm so sick of these women fighting over rooms. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm sick of all of them fighting over rooms. All of them fighting over rooms. I'm so sick of it. The promo for the second trip was probably for the whole trip and not just one episode. Yeah, that's what I'm with you, CC Freak. I agree. So we're going to so that was episode 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we 16, 17. Yeah. Y'all are blessed to have that type of relationship with your mothers. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Thank you. Is Ashley's friend Mary? Yeah, because she said my husband's name is Christopher. It's gorgeous on the French Riviera and very upmarket. Act like fools on the French. Now, are they going to the French Riviera or the Mexican? Did I say the Mexican? Where they going, y'all? CC Freak, where they say they was going? It's the French Riviera. The French Riviera is gorgeous. I've never been to the French Riviera, but I've seen pictures. You know what? I'm gonna have to add the French Riviera to my bucket list. It's Ashley, so Candace not going. Candace going. Candace gotta get paid. I haven't even Googled it. Okay, thank you. They're going to Mexico. Okay. They're going to the Mexican Riviera. That's what I thought. I thought it was Mexico, but I kept saying French, so I didn't know if I was saying French just because or if it really was. Okay. Ciao. It is 149 people in the chat. Are we over 100? Are we over 100 likes? Can y'all please hit that like button? I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's what? Free 99. I want to go to Rio and Greece is on my list. Rio, I would go to Rio. Like, I wouldn't turn a trip to Rio down, but it ain't on my list. Okay, so Give Me Shelter asked me a question a while back, and I'm sorry, Give Me Shelter. I meant to answer this a minute ago. Do you think the show could improve if they put Giselle or Robin on pause? Robin, yes. Giselle, no. And for as much as we hate Giselle moves the story. Listen, I've told y'all this before. Every reality show, every reality show, but certainly these type of shows, every Real Housewives reality show has a villain. Every single one has a villain. And that villain's job is to push the story. We don't like the villain because they're messy, because maybe sometimes they cross the line. They do the things that we would never do to our friends, but they are necessary. If you look at every Real Housewives franchise, there's a villain. Lisa Rinna, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we hate her. But Lisa stirs the pot. Lisa pushes the story. Potomac is Giselle. Atlanta is Kenya. And New Jersey, I'm trying to think. New Jersey sort of moves around. You could easily do the French and Italian Rivieras in one trip. They're so close to each other and very different from each other. Okay. Carlos King calls them the force multiplier. Okay. Marlo's not a good villain because she was trying too hard. It ain't Electric Eel and a shake and go wig trip, so Candace gonna go. Yeah, Candace is going. Child, Candace is going. I think the villain has moved to Marlo instead of Kenya. Last season, it definitely was Marlo. Kenya was cool last season. She was a lot cool last seaof But yeah, if you look at all of these franchises, they all have to have a villain. They all have a villain, and that villain's job is to move the story. All of them, to a certain extent, carry bones. All of them talk shit. All of them tell rumors and spill tea. But it's always somebody that pushes stuff. You think it's Jennifer on New Jersey? I could give it to Jennifer. Yes, that's my Josh. Okay, so Joshua, you didn't have to call me out. All of us have been sitting here pretending like we didn't hear it. We have been sitting here pretending like we ain't heard my smoke detector going off for the last 4 days. We have all been doing it, Joshua. You ain't have to come in here and call me and my smoke detector out. Listen, let me tell y'all what had happened. I'm going to get that smoke detector changed tomorrow. But okay, so I have a steps. I'm short. Y'all don't know it because y'all never met me in person. But I am short. I am 5'2". So I have a step stool that has 3 steps on it so that I can reach like the top of my closet, yada, yada, yada. That is upstairs and I couldn't find it. I found it today, but I forgot to bring it downstairs. I couldn't find it though, because I had it upstairs because I've been, when I need to reach something at the top of my closet. So I forgot. When I got home today, because I was over my family, I was with my family. I was hang out with my best friend's family on New Year's. I was over there. So when I got home and I went upstairs to change my clothes and put on my little house clothes, I was like, oh damn, I saw the steps too. I said, this shit has been in my face this whole time. I'm not gonna tell y'all where it was. I'm embarrassed to say that it was right in my face the whole time, but it really has been in my face the whole time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take it downstairs and I'll change the smoke detector before I go live. I walk my happy ass right down them steps. So I will change it tomorrow before I go live. But Joshua, you just didn't have to be the one to say nothing. Right? It's just white noise at this point. I honestly don't hear it. I really don't. But I know I need to change it. So I'm going to change it. I have a battery and everything. I just can't reach it. I just can't. And like I was telling y'all before, I don't want to get on a chair when I'm by myself. Because if I fall, God forbid, I lose my balance. So if fall, I didn't want to do that. I don't have to explain the smoke detector malfunction to nobody. Nah, it's all in love. It's all in love. Take a broom, press and hold the button until it beeps, and it should stop for a couple of days. Oh, okay. I'll do that. But I need to bring it downstairs, so my arms are too short. The boss of God, child, they are. You got used to it, me too, child. So listen, I'm gonna get off of here now, y'all. If Scotty is still on, y'all hop on over to Scotty or Mims if he's on, and y'all go hear what they have to say. And y'all know tomorrow night, y'all be ready for the Whether You Like It or Not panel, because I have a feeling that we are going to drag the dog shit out of Ashley, and I can only imagine what the panel is gonna say about Deborah, aka Sesame Street. Y'all know they're gonna be dragging. Y'all know they gonna be dragging. So y'all meet us tomorrow night. Thank y'all for being here. If you have not hit that like button, please hit it. Y'all know it helps me with the algorithm. Scotty done already too. Y'all know it helps me with the algorithm. Y'all know we got goals for 2023, honey. Y'all know we got goals for 2023. So please and thank you. And I love y'all. And I'm out. Mwah. Who house we going to? I think we're going to T's house. I think we are going to T's house. I know Scotty asked T. T's been having problems with his StreamYard. But I think it's at T's house. If it's not at T's house, then who's next? The rotation is all screwed up at this point. Because I've already gone. Josiah has gone. Scotty's gone. So if it's not at T's house, it's going to probably be at Sakina's. B, answer my questions. Whoa. Okay, hold on, Valencia. Hold on, baby. Hold on, let me scroll up. Type it again. I'm scrolling up, but type it again in case I don't see it. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I don't be okay. Do you think Bravo had a fair use license for showing Deborah's face? Did the budget for tonight's episode go to are you just being shady? Valencia, I'm not doing this with you. I ain't doing this with you. Okay, Scotty said it's Sakina, then T must not be able to do it then. I just saw in a group chat earlier, Scotty asked T if he was going to do it. And honestly, I never went back to the group chat to see what his answer was. So that's why I said that. Okay, so it's going to be at Sakina's house tomorrow. Okay, y'all know Sakina's house is bougie. Y'all know we got it. I mean, it's not bougie because we got vegan food, but then it'd be the hood too. So I don't know what's going on. We got to see what's going on with Sakina's house tomorrow. Because y'all know Sakina's house, y'all know. She be a little bougie, but not bougie. And y'all know I'm gonna change my my battery before tomorrow, because y'all know I ain't trying to hear their mouth. You know they don't let nothing slide. They'll be done wore me out about this damn beeping. You know that. All right, y'all. I'm not reading the whole question. I thought I read the whole question. Valencia, hold on. Because Valencia just be being shady. Hold on. Let me see what Valencia said. Or did the budget tonight go for Jim Henson's estate? I did read the whole question. Did you ask another question? Because I read the whole question. I read the whole question, Valencia. You just being shady. Good night, y'all. I'm out. Mwah. Peace. Oh, you were laughing, girl. Good night, y'all.